Okay, guys, so I'm just moving my car, but I was watching a dating sort of thing. It popped up on my YouTube.
Solitude as an opportunity to build.
Whoops, shout out to Jordan Peterson. So I was looking at something on the dating video or whatever, and a woman got on and said she wants a man who knows what he wants. Let's talk about that. Because what he may want and what you think that he wants or you expect that he wants may not be the same thing. And I've spoken to this before, and I'll try to put something here possibly about ambition because it runs along the same lines. And I had been dating somebody at one point who suddenly started to question my ambition because, well, she had one idea of what life should look like, and I had another. And there's nothing wrong with that. We can have our own differences of what we have arrived. Because once you intersect with somebody, you are the sum of all of the things that happened before that intersection. So you bring your experience, you bring your knowledge, you bring your failures, you bring some baggage, you bring some trauma, unresolved or resolved. You bring all of that with you, and you are that person at that point of intersection. So when that happens, there's nothing wrong, but I find it to be a very general statement and rather vague. It's kind of like when people say they're dating with intention. Intention to what? Intention to be married, intention just to sleep around, intention just to get free meals, intention to just make friends. What is the intent? Same thing with this. When you're talking about somebody who knows what they want, well, yeah, they know what they want, but it may not be what you want. So I think being more specific when it comes to putting things down. I see people who are way more detailed when they order their lunch. They want something with gluten-free bread, and does it have poppy seeds, or do you have the light mayo and things like that? That's not vague. You wouldn't just walk up to the counter and say, "I'll have a sandwich." Because at that point, are you getting peanut butter and jelly? Are you getting the club special? Are you getting the meatball hero? So why don't we be more specific when we speak to what we want from people or what we would like to find in like values or alignment? And sometimes it's more important to speak to what you are looking for in yourself, and that allows other people to see it's not a demand that this person has those same values. Then they can say, well, we kind of gravitate. I like what they're saying, and that's something that I think I can get along with. But sometimes it sounds more demanding. I want somebody who knows what they want. I'm dating with intention. Yeah, if you kind of give a little bit more to it, I'm dating with the hopes of building something with somebody, and then looking for marriage. Somebody out there is going to understand what that means, and then they're going to be able to say, I'm aligning with that. But if it's not, then you weed people out rather than just being vague to have to find out what the intention is, or find out what it is that they what they want, find out what their ambitions are. There's so many different ways to cut that pie. So the best way that I would find to do it is to be very specific when you're talking to what it is your wants and needs are. And again, think of it like being at that deli counter. This is what I'll have. And a lot of times when it's not what you got or what you wanted, you take it back to the counter. Let's not get to that point with people. Let's just figure it out first before we even have to start taking people back or sending people back or ghosting them or whatever. Let's make our experience as easy as possible. And that can be in a lot of areas. It doesn't have to mean just dating. You can look at that if you're in the job market. This is what this is what I'm looking for in an employer. I'm looking for these hours. This is the pay rate that I'm looking at. There's so many other places, just even car shopping. This is what I would like for a car. It needs to be this size. Because we know that we have needs in life that are going to rotate around it. You wouldn't get a small car if you have a large family, or it wouldn't make sense to get a large vehicle if it's just you and maybe one other person or your dog or something. So we get very specific when it comes to other things that we know that we want and are going to fit into our lives. So just my considered opinion that we would do the same when it comes to looking at the people we would like to align with, possibly have long-term relationships with, and intimate relationships as well. What are your thoughts? leave in the comments. I'd like to hear your ace up the sleeve advice, comment, experience. And, you know, we can have a conversation. And again, I've gotten some fantastic feedback. So let's keep that going and have a civil conversation. As always, subscriptions to the channel are free. And I hope this finds everybody in your place, pursuit, or beginnings of total health, mind, body, and soul. Peace, love, unity, solidarity. And as always, you got the subscriptions and videos, and I think in this area you'll see the video on compatibility and ambition, and maybe just another one for you yourself. So stick around.